Howdy y'all, welcome back to another episode of Modded Minecraft. We're here on the Tech Pack. What I'm doing right now is removing a bunch of Enderium blocks from what do you call this thing? Turbine that I had built down in our big area here. And the reason I'm doing that is I went on, there's a website. If you do, I'll try to remember, but I probably won't. There's a website that is kind of like a JavaScript maybe reactor planner, and I played around with a bunch of different designs, and I found one that's about the same size, but it's actually one shorter, or not as tall as the design I was using, and it's a 7x7. Which means it's 5x5 internal. If you're doing the online thing, it asks you for the interior dimensions. That's the space that's going to be on the inside of the reactor. And I came up with one that would give me 2,000 millibuckets of steam. That's only one tall interior, if I can fly. And so I said, okay, well, I'm going to use that. And then I came across another YouTube channel. His name's Aiko the Builder. You've probably seen him. But I started watching his stuff, and then I saw that when I was looking at the videos he puts one out called a zero loss or plus Yellorium reactor turbine. And this is pretty much what he's doing. Mine was a little different just because I was using Enderium blocks there. So mine was only putting out about 24,000 RF a tick. His, which is, it's one less tall, uses the Ludicrite blocks, which until just a second ago I didn't have enough stuff to make it. I needed to wait for a little bit more cyanite so I can make the last of the plutonium ingots that you need to make Ludicrite. So now, if I put all this crap in there, and I say let's make these, I should be able to get 32. So that's what we needed right there. So now we can go ahead and replace the Enderium blocks I had in there with the Ludicrite. But yeah, go check out Aiko. He hasn't put anything out in about a month or so, but he's got a lot of good series in there. He does some regrowth stuff that's cool. Regrowth just looks like it's a pain in the butt. There's just a lot of grindy stuff, it seems like, so I think I'll stay away from doing anything like that. But boy, these are an ugly block, aren't they? This is ugly. It's like a pinkish orange. It's like a bad sherbet flavor. So hopefully once we get all these on here, and if I can get down in here, this should give us a 28,000 RF a tick turbine, which is fine with me. That's good. That's an extra 4,000 over the Enderium, and that'll help us out. Now what I need to do next is come up with a way to store some energy, keep a nice buffer. Right now I'm just using an energy cell, 80 million, and 80 million on some of this higher stuff, people can just tear through that. Oh shit, gotta turn this one on. We'll disengage the coils, let it build up. Okay, nothing gonna explode. I don't think these actually explode. So it should, once it gets all ramped up. So what I'm thinking about doing, I don't have enough material, not even close, to make even the smallest, I don't think, draconic, what's that, energy orb thing. So really the only thing I can do is like the energy capacitors from, I think Ender.io would be a better option. Well, I'm thinking. So I'm going to figure out where to put those things and how I want to manage that power. I may just combine everything I've got, because we're putting out over the 3,000 with the calculator power, the calculator locator. We have 2 solar panels. It's about a 2048 RF there. And then, of course, then our steam engines, which is, like 1900 RF. Is that all we've got? Yeah, that's about it. But take all that and put it into, one resource and then pipe it all into the capacitors. And the one thing I need to find out for positive is how much RF those capacitors can actually output. So I'm going to check on that. So I'm going to let this ramp up to about 1800-ish, and we'll be back. Okay, it's all ramped up now. It's actually a little high. It's going to go a little bit lower and settle. But you can see we're going to be over 28,000 RF a tick with this. And this is a real simple reactor. There are, actually, if you go look at ACOs, it's exactly the same. It's just one layer high. There's 9 rods in the middle, surrounded by the liquid cryothium. I did, of course, use his dimensions for the turbine, except mine is one taller. The only reason for that is, of course, that I had Enderium in there, and it required more blocks of Enderium to choke to get the power out right. So this is eventually going to settle down, be in the 28,000 range somewhere. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, and it got a little high, but it'll settle down and still be in the 2800 range, which will be awesome. That's just that's perfect for what we need it for right now. I'm probably not going to run MFR laser mining for at least a little while, even though now we could for certain. But it does allow me to do some RF tools dimensions that I really couldn't do before. Just making those damn things would just drain all the reserves in pretty much everything I had. So we're going to use this in combination with that now. So we should be able to not only make them, but keep them running and being a positive as far as our power goes. But what I want to do right now is look at power storage. So I'm going to see, I don't think I have enough Draconium for sure to do anything. But I'm going to go see how much I do have, what I can do with it. But my plans right now are to do capacitor banks, which I'll have to make up some vibrant crystals. But I'll get the ME system going on that. And as soon as I figure out what I'm going to do, we'll be back and we'll get that kind of put together. Back in a moment. Well, I decided what I'm going to do is the Draconium one. I can't do the biggest one, of course. I don't have enough Draconium, but I can do a tier 4. So that's what we're going to work on. I've already got. I kind of went with this pit look down in our hole in the pit, a pit in the pit. What I'm doing right now is cooking up the Draconium that I need. I've already taken some down there. Now, it's going to bug some of you, but it's not symmetrically placed in the center of the room. But you can see this is where we're going to have it. We still need to wait for the rest of it to cook up. And then I need to come up with some lighting to make sure this place is lit. And you're probably wondering why, considering there is a magnum torch over here. And the reason why that we need to keep this lit for right now, unless I move this thing, is the zombie pigmen are exactly like, I guess they're still a zombie. So even though they're zombie pigmen, they're still a zombie, which means that since they're falling on these spikes here, just like a zombie, they're able to call a friend, which in this area happens to be just a regular zombie, not a zombie pigman. And when they do that, zombies will spawn regardless of the magnum torch or lighting level. Well, not lighting levels. They'll spawn anywhere within like 16 blocks, as long as I think it's 16. It might be more than that, as long as the lighting level is lower than 9, I believe. So they're spawning like underneath here. There's really nothing. It's bedrock. They're not supposed to spawn down here, but you'll notice I have it lit up because they were. I was down here working on the turbine, and I kept hearing, the zombie noises. And I was like, well, damn it, how are they spawning down there? And it finally dawned on me when they started spawning on top of the turbine up there, and then, on the far side of the room, despite the lighting level in here, that if it's 9 or lower, they're able to. Is that right? 9 or lower, they can spawn, and it's call a friend thing. So they're kind of annoying. So what I'm gonna do is finish cooking up the draconium that we need here. I'm just waiting on that to finish, and we'll put this thing together and then hook it up. I guess I'm gonna need to make some tesseracts as well. So I'll get all that together and we'll come back here and hopefully we'll be able to fire this sucker up today. There's no point running this thing over here if we're not putting that power somewhere. So one sec. So unless I am mistaken, which, hey guys, if you've been watching this for a while, I can be sadly mistaken a lot. I think we've got everything together. Now, if we shift right click one of these little doodads here with an open hand, it should activate it. Ta-da! You gotta admit that's pretty cool looking. So now, if we place our energy pylons, one will be in, one will be out. Should we put them there? You know what? Let's do one there, and then we'll come over here and we'll put one here. And now if we put a piece of glass on top, okay. Yeah. It's looking good. Now one of these, if let me see here. Let's go back up to the, man, I wish you had to, there's a little scroll bar on here. Hate doing this mouse thing. Cores and surrounded by, where's that shit with the stuff and the things and the doodads and the whatchamacallits. Be here all day scrolling. You would place a glass block to add, remove energy from the core. You place energy pylon with 50 blocks to the core to activate a pylon either above or below it, depending on whether the pylon is placed above or below the core. You would place a glass block under it. I'm hoping that's right. And when the glass block is placed, the pylon should immediately activate and link with the nearby energy core. The link is indicated by white energy particles and the... Is there white energy particles? I don't see any. Hopefully, which core is linked to, if there's more than one in range, energy from the core. To toggle input and output, simply right-click the sphere. Okay. So let's get rid of this and we'll... Is that out? That looks out. I bet you, or maybe that's in. Okay, wait a minute. Let's look at that again real quick. Let's do it. The mode is identify the color. Blue is input. Okay, so that's going in, I think. If I'm looking at the pylon, right? Or, hold on. Shift. Or is this thing? Okay, that's out. That's in. Okay, so we would want our tesseract for in. Yeah. So let's say reactor. Send only. Check. Put that there. How do we see what's going on in this sucker? Is it getting anything? No? Is this thing sending? What we got? Yeah. That is send only, reactor. Or is this receive only? This should be receive. Hold on. Receive only. There we go. Okay, look at that sucker. Now he's getting it. Alright, now this one is orange, so it's going to be our out. So this is going to be reactor. And we're going to send only with that one. That's pretty cool. Okay, see it jet. Oh, we didn't turn that one on. Reactor. And that's send only. Oh, that's pretty cool. Now what we should probably do. Oh, it's really filling up quick. I wonder if it's completely draining the, oh, I'm sure it is. Because I imagine it's taking everything it's got. Yeah, it's taking everything it's got. Now, if we turn everything on, if we switch this over to our power system, if we turn it on to power sources, then that would get quite a bit. I'm going to play around with that just a little bit, and when we come back, we'll take a look at what I think I'm going to do. Is I'm going to see if I can link up how it's going to be a pain in the butt. It's going to take me a minute. I got to turn everything to go to one channel, and then have everything pipe into here, and that should give us a pretty huge power reserve. And then I got to change all of the stuff that I have coming out from different different sources, and have put them on that test rack. So let me do that real quick. Be right back. This has been a pretty costly episode. Almost used all my cyanite. Of course, that's going to replenish itself over time, which is no big deal. I mean, we got plenty of yellowite to run for the turbine for quite a bit of time. So that thing is settled down. It's actually below 1,800, but it's still producing over 28,000, which is better than what I'm normally getting out of one of these things. That new Ludocrat stuff is ludicrous. This thing, to kind of give you a perspective of how this isn't even top tier. This is a tier 4. I think it goes all the way up to tier 6. 9.8 billion RF. All right, it's got 28,000 a second coming from here. Another 3,300 from our calculator locator power. Another 2,000 from the two tier 4 solars, tier 4, tier 5, something like that, tier 5 maybe, and then another about 1,900 from our steam engines, and it's not even at 1 billion yet, and it holds 9.8, and it is taking everything. Everything is now on one network. Everything is coming out of there. So when I don't even know how long this thing. It'll probably take a day, like a real life day, to fill this thing up. 'Cause that's a lot of freaking RF. I think the biggest one is over 1 trillion. That's it's hard when you really think about it to figure out what an actual trillion is. A billion is a whole lot, but when you think in trillion, just the massive number, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. So we look at our info panel now. It's up to 844 million RF, totally draining all the power out of our turbine and the calculator locator. I don't have anything on the solar panels because they're in a mining dimension, since it's sunshine all the time. And it hadn't hit our coal yet, but every one of these steam engines is completely drained, which I don't think it's ever done. So you can see they're all pumping out everything they've got. Even running quarries, it didn't do that. So I imagine it's going to start hitting that coal, but that's fine. I mean, there's, quite a bit in there, so it won't hurt us to drop that down a little bit, because we have a lot of power reserves, and that was just building up anyways. We're probably past that power now, but we might as well use it to fill this thing up. So I think our immediate power problems are over. We should be able to do most of the RF dimensions that we want to do now. Should even be able to do the crazy stuff with. I know I need to make one, if I can find it, with Draconium. Probably need to make another one for Nether Quartz, because I don't have much of that left. Well, I've got 1,200, but that's not as big a number as a trillion or a billion, considering how much ME uses this and stuff. I think I have one for quartz, Certus quartz, but I do not have a dimlet, I don't believe, for nether quartz. So I'll have to look at seeing about making one of those. Well, I appreciate you coming by and seeing all the power usage. I think next time I'm going to, if I've got enough draconium left, I want to make the, I definitely want to make some heart canisters. I finally think I'm in an okay situation to drop 80 diamonds on a few heart canisters. And definitely want to see about making the draconium armor. I've been messing around with some of these Chocolate Quest castles, and some of these little ones on the surface go a lot deeper. Once you get down in there, there's like a little cavern that goes down, and it goes pretty deep. So when we get that done, we'll come back, and appreciate you coming by. Until next time, I'll see y'all later.